Guys, Clockwork Noodles here, back from con. How have you all been? I hope you haven't missed me too much. I am now catching up on my delayed videos and of course Spy X Family episode number 2. To be fair, I did watch this at con. I just didn't have my notepad, I didn't have my computer. It was fun, I really enjoyed watching this episode. But before we get going, make sure you guys are subscribed. We are aiming for the 1k mark. Aim to do some live streaming with you guys. I am considering setting up a Reddit. We can have a Ask Me Anything situation where I will take some of your best questions and then we'll do a live stream at a set date when you guys can tune in and we can have a talk about anime and hopefully get the live chat working. Never used it before, but that'll be fun. I am also considering making a sister channel to bring out cosplay related stuff. I don't think the two are going to do very well on the same channel, but I could be wrong, so you guys will have to let me know if that's also stuff you're going to be interested in. Let's get going. Credit the OP because it's the first time we get to see it. I love it. It is stylized. It goes from being a spy, dark, gritty comic book, and then suddenly it's a kid's book because, of course, this is an anime of two sides. I love the contrast going on. It really fits. The song really fits. I also really love the family travels in the middle of them doing everyday fun things, holding an umbrella for Anya. This is Anya's perspective to the truth. Anya is almost a narrator in a sense in the OP where everything that's going on is then being glorified to be fun and everything that she's living through, all of the stuff that she actually gets to see. Mega kudos to Frankie this week, going all out and actually going along to volunteer in the first place for this role. He is such a great sport. I am very happy. And later on as well, when he comes back to make a bit of money, good old Frankie. A good side character is what we need. The thing that really makes this show for me is Anya and her small interjections every so often really just makes me laugh. She is the comic relief. Anya cannot accept this mama. I love it. And just pointing at Frankie. I like the fact as well that Anya always refers to herself in third person. Don't know why that is so cute. It's so endearing. I really like it. I still think it's very, very harsh that the requirement to get into this school is to have both parents alive, because it is possible that the wife could have died because of an actual illness or father could have died in a war. I'm presuming there's a war going on because we are slowly getting some information on the world that we're actually living within. And it's a really odd one. It reminds me of the 80s. It's suspicious. Everybody is looking at one another in a very suspicious manner. We have spies on the loose. We have a perhaps Cold War situation. It's a nice little hint as well at the politics that are going on within the world. New waifu of the season is here. And the voice actor, if you have been following my channel, Anju from 86. I love Anju. Anju is such a great character from 86. I am so happy that they chose her because she really works so nicely. She's all timid. When she's around all of the office workers, she's timid and she tries to pull off a very bland personality to blend in and not cause any attraction. But when she's doing the assassin job, she's calm and collected. So it really shows you two extremes of the same voice actor really putting in so much of the role. And I love her in both situations. It's also another peek in the office at the society that we live in. Societal chatter and gossip is the perfect way of also working out what situation we're actually in. We are told that being single at late 20s is a very suspicious thing to do. That makes me cry because I am now definitely a suspect. I'm on that singleton list. All of us singletons who are slightly older can cry together as we are now very suspicious within this world where suspicion is rife. We are told about people ratting their neighbours out, and Camilla, I think, is ratting out her neighbours, which is so sad. She could also be a spy as well, trying to rat other spies out, but it does hopefully date the show a little bit to put us in the Cold War era. Introduced to a bit of Yours family with the loving brother Yuri, who is very concerned for his sister, and I like that because he's concerned because she's not married, and we've been told that being married at this point is a good thing because you're not seen as suspicious. He wants to take his promotion, but he also doesn't want to take it because it will leave Yor in a very bad situation and it means he has no time to look after her. Quite nice to get a bit of a setup going on, but it also is good build. It's building up the premise for how Yuri is actually okay with getting married there on the spot because she needs a husband. Everybody in the situation needs something. He admits to knowing Dominique, the woman in the office as well. Everybody in this little place seems to know one another. It's a very tight-knit community. So Yuri knows somebody who can ask about the man that she's going to come with. It's quite scary that everyone knows everybody. That's why everyone is very suspicious when things go a bit weird. I like the outfit she's wearing, the knitted outfit. It's really, really cute. It reminds me of the Virgin Killer. Very different from that, but it's a really nice outfit. Nice colour. The red really suits her. And again, it's a symbolism for her actual day job of spilling blood. The Princess of Thorns, or the Thorn Princess, is beautiful. I love the weapons. I love the dress. This would make such a beautiful cosplay. I would like to do it. I would love to actually make those weapons. Perhaps once I actually get Moragesh's bits and pieces done, I might move on to doing those. But I just love how suddenly that calm voice comes over and she's there to kill one of the politics, which does make me wonder if her mission is going to clash with her husband's mission because she's killing politics and he seems to be trying to get close to certain people. So whether they're going to end up working on different sides and it really is going to be a Mrs. and Mr. Smith situation. My heart absolutely melted when Lloyd patted Anya to comfort her about kids being actually okay. It's a 180 from the guy who literally thought her hugging him last week was an attempted murder. Melted my heart. I was so happy. And her just putting on a show and bouncing around to it. Really nice moment. I love both of them. The information we gained earlier in the office nicely feeds into Lloyd getting another mission because of the rise in arrests. There aren't very many spies floating around to do more jobs, so Lloyd has now gained a second mission. It's padding out the world that we're in, and it's also providing us with some lore and some explanation to why Lloyd is so busy and he's not focusing on just one job. It also raises the question, if there are less spies around, are some of these suspicions correct? So when Camilla says that a neighbourhood woman was arrested, was she actually a spy? Because it seems we've got less spies to hand. Lloyd didn't look at Yuri at all. And when she's like, oh, you've been staring at me for quite some time, he didn't look at her. Not 1 minute was he glancing at her. He looked slightly over his shoulder, perhaps to listen in, but he wasn't looking at her. We do see a very nice example of Lloyd's photographic memory, as he can remember every single picture he's looked at, and he's able to place her just by her name. Anya ends up finding out how long she is. It was such a kiddie way of saying it. I know how long I am. It's amazing. And I love how happy she is to find out that she's been measured. And she also works out that the new customer is an assassin. And we are treated to one of the new Anya meme faces. I am so happy. Anya's faces are going viral. And I love it. She is so perfect for memes. We gain more information again about the society we live in when we are told that talking to a married man and even inviting a married man somewhere could result in your own arrest. Whether it means you're going to jail or you're being sent somewhere is even more scary and leaves up some questions for debate. It is showing us that the society that we are in, it is very restrictive by nature. Anya ends up being the perfect matchmaker by really laying it on thick. Oh, I am so sad. I have no mama. I love her. The voice actor is perfect. She needs an award. But these two are the absolute perfect match. They really need one another, so they are cool with, we need to get together for the sake of it. And they're also both really cute. I love your character is just great. And I love Lloyd. You guys know Lloyd is my boy for the season. Papa is a liar is my favourite line from the entire show. She is also the voice actor for Juju from My Dress Up Darlings. If you were a fan of that series, it's the same voice actor as Juju. We also broke that anime down on the channel, so go and check that anime out if you want to have my opinion on the show. It was very high. I praised it very highly. Good old Frankie once again, volunteering, despite the fact that it's not really his job, he's just an informant. But the mere mention of money and Frankie is now your guy. He's got your back. An exciting sequence of martial arts, gunfire. I really like the pacing on it as well. It's such a nice little sequence. It's all action. There's our action. But then we cut back to poor Yuri. I loved her bogey hanging out of her nose and she's like, oh, I'm so sad, but okay. It doesn't get to her. She lets it get to her for a moment. But she then raises her head and goes, I'm going to have to go. Despite the fact that she ends up bullied, despite the fact that she's unwanted and lonely and doesn't really want to be there, she goes for her brother and she holds her head up really high. Yuri's the kind of person I really aspire to be like. Camilla is just horrid. I hate Camilla. I don't like her. She's horrible. And just bullying poor Yuri, it's just horrible because it really then lays on more water that she's definitely the woman who has been grassing up her neighbours and she finds it hilarious. The moment when Yuri is starting to really hate the social atmosphere around her and she's like, what happens if everybody suddenly disappeared? There's sometimes when you're just like, it's just too noisy, guys. I really just wish it was quiet. This is how to deal with people your style. Lloyd's majestic, perfect entrance, so beautiful, just the blood going down his face, married, and Camilla immediately sniffing a rat or just hating the fact that Yuri's husband is actually gorgeous and it's Lloyd, has to go in and try and stir things up. But I'm so happy that because of the reflexes Yuri has, she's able to catch it, and it just ends up with some very nice lines between the two supposed new couple with the whole, I'm so happy you're not wasting food, maybe there's a food shortage going on. And then the moment where Lloyd praises her for struggling and doing what she had to do in a merciless job, which leads us into some nice expo on his past, a glimpse at a merciless job that poor Lloyd probably had to do for the sake of money, not because he had a choice, showing us that Lloyd and Yuri are quite similar in their backstories. Again, similar with Lloyd and Anya, who had nice crossover going on. Hopefully next week we're going to see Anya and Mama finally getting to hang out together, and hopefully there's some crossover there as well. Lloyd's reaction to how far Yuri kicks that guy is absolutely priceless, because we see the sudden, she's happy, but then suddenly she's like, oh God, what have I done? I've blown my cover, and she gets all nervous. But he just turns around and gives her such a happy smile, and it's like, look how far he rolled. That I love. I love the banter between the two. It's so funny. It's comic. It's great. It makes light of a dark situation. And the perfect explosive vows, the perfect couple, the perfect ring used, and we had the chorus of death in the background. There was no other way these two were going to get married and say their vows without having death and explosives and grenades involved. I saw the panels ahead of schedule, so it was spoiled a little bit, but I was so excited to see it in colour, and I was not disappointed. I really enjoyed this episode. I really like this show. The show is really building for me. I love the character interactions. I love the comedy. I love the pacing. I'm loving the slow building of the world that we're in as well. So I hope you guys are loving this anime as much as me, and you're enjoying my little comic breakdown on these things. I hope you're looking after yourselves and you've had a good Easter. Sorry for all the delays. The delays should now be over for at least a month, until the 28th-ish, when I am going away for 3 days. That's a month away, so we'll get there when we get there. Thank you guys for being so patient with me. You guys are amazing. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.